Okay, so this is nothing different than what we have before. So simply 1/4 times 1/4. Okay, so with fractions, you simply multiply across. If you have the opportunity to kind of cancel the top and bottom, you can take advantage of that here, but we don't have that. So 1 times 1 is 1, 4 times 4 is 4. Answer is simply 1/16. Okay, more of the same. We're just focusing here on the denominator, really, at the end of the day. We were doing this kind of in the last IXL, it's just now the 4 is in the denominator. Right, so that'll be 1/16. This and this ends up being 1/64. And then this and this is 1/256, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Right. Don't have to worry about positives or negatives here. So 1/256. Okay. This is 1/4, right? It's 1/2. So 1/2 times 1/2. The denominators are going to, of course, multiply across. Numerators are going to multiply across. So we get 1 in the numerator. 2 times 2 is 4, right? Okay, we just did something very similar. So it was, again, just for quick form and just to see, it is 1/4 times 1/4 times 1/4. So 4 times 4 is equal to 16. So these come together. And the numerators, of course, are going to just stay 1. So 1/16. And then again, denominators multiply here. Numerators are going to multiply. So 1 times 1 is 1. And 16 times 4 is 64. All right, so this got a little trickier. We're starting to do decimals now. Okay, so 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3. Personally, I think it's perfectly fine to use a calculator here. It's really no biggie. We know that we're going to have the digit 9. And I believe we're going to shift the decimal. And we'll plug it in. Yeah, we're shifting the decimal 1 to the left. All right. So this, I know, is going to be 0.3 here, multiplied that 9. So I know it's going to have digits 2, 7, and I suspect it's like that. Let me double check in the calculator. So 0.3 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3. Oh, I'm wrong here. I went too far with the digits. It's just 0.027. All right, double checking. All right, last one. I know that, what's that going to be, 81? Or 81? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is 81. So I know it's going to have an 8 and a 1. Decimal placement is where I'm confused. So let's just do it in the calculator real quick. 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3 times 0.3. We have 0.0081, right? I mean, if we had to do this kind of old school, I don't think I need to necessarily demonstrate that, but you guys should know, 3 times 3 is 9, and then you can count decimal digits from the left over there, and then count it to the right. And you could do that individually for all the multiplication if you needed to do it without a calculator. All right? But yeah, you end up here with 0.0081 as the answer. So it says right as a whole decimal or whole number, 0.0081, right? Alternatively, I don't know if anyone would particularly want, which I just showed up before ending the video, is you can convert this into a fraction. So that's 3 over 10 to the power of 4. So I don't know if that makes anything easier. 3 multiply, it's 3 over 10 times 3 over 10 times 3 over 10 times 3 over 10. The denominators are simple, right? When they come together, that's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You basically just have to count the zeros as a shortcut. And then in the numerator, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 3 is 27, 27 times 3 is 81. So 81 over 1,000. And then there's no common factor between these two, so this would be the answer. And then you can even see how to convert it to decimal. Don't know. So if you put a point here and a point here, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be the new placement of the decimal, and you can fill in the zeros. And then that decimal is no longer there. This decimal is no longer there. Denominator would just have 1. So 0.0081 divided by 1 is just 0.0081. But again, it's two ways of solving the same thing. I don't know if one is necessarily better than the other. But at least you're not stuck with just one way of doing it.